It was supposed to be a relaxing break from work. A Winona State University grad teaching in South Korea heads to a neighboring country for a vacation.
Then, out of the blue, she mysteriously gets sick and dies. News 8's Pauline Lee talked with friends who are still looking for answers as to why and how this happened.
Well, Corinne, or better known as Carrie Bowerman to friends and family, was known as an extremely loving and caring person. Now her friends and family want answers, and they want her back home to honor her the way she deserves to be remembered. She was the bestest friend Carrie Miners could ask for.
And she was really caring. She always cared a lot about her friends and wanted to make sure they were making the right decisions.
Miners met Carrie Bowerman while studying at Winona State University. Soon enough, the two Carries were inseparable.
Love at first sight. No, actually Carrie didn't want to be friends with us right away. She thought we were a little too crazy, but we found out pretty quickly that we had a lot of interests in common.
Bowerman had a love for teaching that Miners says was too hard to ignore.
She is just such a funny person, and learning isn't always the funnest thing to do, especially when you're a kid, but she really had a way of taking her humor and making all of her lesson plans an adventure.
Her adventures took her over to South Korea on a teaching program last month. About 2 weeks ago, she and a friend decided to head to Nha Trang, a popular destination for tourists in Vietnam. That's when Jason Von Seth, Bowerman's childhood friend, says the unthinkable happened.
Obviously, Carrie's family and I were completely devastated.
Bowerman had apparently become sick. She was taken to a hospital where she died later that night. Her friend she was traveling with died 2 days later.
It came as a complete shock, and then it was devastation, and now in a sense it is anger, just because we've been very consistent with the consulate and also the government to get answers quickly. It's been a week and a half, which I feel like is plenty of time to figure out exactly what happened. And we just need those answers for closure.
Vietnamese officials filed a death report for Bowerman. It says she died in the emergency room. The reason? Respiratory failure. The cause? Unknown. A website has been created in her honor to raise $10,000 to bring her home.
Obviously, in terms of physically bringing her home, funeral costs and that sort of thing, it's very expensive for her family. And on top of that, we really want to raise enough money to do something nice in Carrie's memory.
While they continue searching for answers, they say there's a comfort in knowing she spent her last days doing what she loved.
It was a relief to know that she had passed living out one of her passions, which was to travel, and also she absolutely loved meeting new people and just being around people in general. So it eases my mind in a sense knowing that she was doing those things before the tragedy happened.
Now, the autopsy results are not back yet. Bowerman's body has been cremated. Her remains should be arriving back in the U.S. tomorrow.
Thanks, Pauline. A tentative date for the funeral is set for August 25th. If you would like to help the family with funeral costs, head to the web address you see on your screen.